For Sakura, she always believed that if she worked as hard as she could, if she always gave it her all, if she stayed focused, determined, there was nothing that she couldn't do. Of course, there were those that looked down on her, those who mocked her, shamed her. She didn't come from a powerful shinobi clan, no, civilian. She went through general studies and eventually made her way into the Shinobi Academy, where she climbed through the ranks and made it to being Kunoichi of the Year. Not only that, she was on a team with someone whom she truly admired and another whom she respected. It felt like she had gotten everything she had ever wanted in her life, and yet now she had nothing. The bell test made it clear only two could become shinobi. One would be left behind. She knew what that meant. She had watched Sasuke and Megami from the academy days, the way that they were in sync with one another, the way that they pushed each other, the way that they elevated each other. She knew they were on a completely different level, a level that no amount of training could close the gap. But she thought, perhaps, if they were all together, perhaps maybe she could draw on some of that essence. Maybe she too could find that strength. But now, as she heard the sounds of battle and warfare, she knew for certain that they were in a completely different class compared to her. She ran deeper into the forest, hiding away, letting the sounds of battle faint far away from her. Even if she wanted to try, they weren't going to let her win. They were going to work together to get those bells. She would be forgotten. Maybe that was for the best. Maybe she wasn't as good as she thought she was. Meanwhile, Sasuke and Megami, they found themselves on the back foot. Kakashi effortlessly toying with them. The gap between their powers was night and day. It was impossible. It had been a long time since they had felt this amount of fear. The fear of facing someone who could utterly destroy them. Sasuke and Megami had no choice but to retreat and to hide as Kakashi looked around. Surveying the area, he had to admit they were definitely good at hiding their trails. That much he could attest to, though it's not like it would do them any good in the long run. I wonder where my students have run off to. Surely the great Uchiha wouldn't be cowering from a fight. Megami knew what he was doing. He was trying to goad them to come out. He hoped Sasuke wouldn't take the bait. So that won't get them out, huh? Oh well. Kakashi slid back down his headband before pulling out his book. Hopefully that put some fear of God into them. He wondered if they were actually going to get the hang of this test. He wasn't going to show them any special favor, even if they were the adoptive children of Gojo. They were going to have to learn their lesson, whether the easy way or the hard way. Sasuke cursed under his breath as Megami looked over to his brother. Damn it! I didn't think... Yeah, he's on an entirely different level. Do you think he's as strong as him? Sasuke knew exactly who he was talking about. Perhaps, if he is, then we don't stand a chance. But we have to try. We haven't come this far just to fail now. What about Sakura? Do you know where she's at? Why does that matter? Only two of us can pass anyway. It has to be you and I. Besides, she would have just slowed us down. She's incredibly annoying, but she's smart. Maybe she could come up with a strategy, or we're dealing with someone who has a matured Sharingan. Sasuke said. Do you really think she's gonna have a strategy to beat that? And even if she did, again, 2 bells. Yeah, you keep saying that. But at this rate, none of us are gonna get a bell. Look, it's not like I want it to be this way. I'm sure she's smart, talented. I don't doubt she has skills, otherwise she wouldn't be Kunoichi of the Year. But you know what she's like. She gets distracted. There are too many things to be worried about, and yet all she does is turns into a ditzy damsel in distress, and because she cares about you. I didn't ask her to. Look, we're all we have. It's you and me. If we don't get stronger, if we don't progress, then there's no way we can win. So are you with me or not? We need to figure out something. I'm with you, but there has to be a better way to do it. I want to find her. Do whatever you want. Sasuke would just grit his teeth. If he had to go in alone, then so be it. For Sakura, she watched from a far enough distance, watching at Kakashi as he continued to read from his book. However, her position would be compromised. Sakura, don't make a sound. Huh? Hey. Sakura fainted immediately as Kakashi put her under a genjutsu. It's not something I'm really proud of, but she's got to learn to see through these things. Sakura found herself in a nightmare, seeing both Megami and Sasuke severely wounded. It couldn't be. Kakashi wouldn't have done that to them. Then again, with all the fighting that she had heard, the way Sasuke had been so aggressive, did he take it too far? Sakura found herself swirling in her own personal hell before she would be released. It was Megami that had done it. A low-level genjutsu. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. But why are you... I was looking for you. Looking for me? Why would you want to look for me? Shouldn't you be helping Sasuke? Yeah, but Sasuke can be a bit dense at times. Listen, I know that we're all supposed to be fighting for ourselves here, and I can't guarantee whether or not you'll pass or fail. But if we don't work together, then we're not going to get anywhere. Work together? How are we supposed to do that? I don't know. Well, we tried to go up against him. It didn't work out. You saw something under his eye. I didn't see. I ran. What was it? You really don't know? Sakura shook her head. She didn't know anything about Kakashi. He's called Kakashi of the Sharingan. The Sharingan? You mean like what you and Sasuke have? Yes. But how? His last name's Hatake. He's not an Uchiha, is he? He's not. He's someone else. He got his Sharingan a different way. He uses it to cover his left eye. That's insane. So he can do what you can do. That and a lot more. Me and Sasuke thought we could take him. No wonder. Megami, can I ask you something? Yeah, what? Why are you and Sasuke so determined to become shinobi? Yesterday you said that there was someone you wanted to kill, but you never said who. I mean, I know it's none of my business and I have no right to ask, but I just... Megami saw the look in her eyes. a look of something truly genuine. I just want to understand you. Megami would take a deep breath, and he told her. He told her about what happened that night, the night that changed everything. Safe to say, Sakura was horrified, and by the time Megami was done, the last thing he expected to see was tears streaming down her face. That's so awful. You and Sasuke. Without warning, she wrapped her arms around Megami. It was the last thing he could have ever predicted as she held him close. She cried, apologizing over and over again. She couldn't have imagined what they had to endure, and to think they had been enduring that for all these years. Her heart broke for them. And Megami, it had been the first time in a long time he had felt a hug like this. They could hear commotion. They turned to see that far off, Sasuke was tied to a tree, hanging upside down. He had tried to go after Kakashi once again, and now it seemed like Kakashi was about to treat him like a piñata. Without thinking, Sakura would immediately race towards Kakashi. A newfound swelling of strength and determination. Her chakra, her cursed energy, it was melding together. Kakashi could feel this powerful aura coming from a distance as Sakura chased after him. Huh? And where did she gain this newfound confidence? Without hesitation, she threw multiple shuriken towards Kakashi. He moved out of the way, and Sasuke was cut down as a result. Sakura would immediately weave through a series of hand signs. The clone jutsu. So, you're going to try to overwhelm me with your clones. Unfortunately for you, none of them are real. Sakura continued to spam the clone technique. She kept using every trick, every nook and cranny of ability that she could come up with. In the end, this was all below academy level at best. But still, Kakashi had to give her credit. At least the girl was putting up a fight. She kept chasing over and over and over. Even when Kakashi kicked her back on the ground, she got back up. Man, I never would have thought that she'd actually have been able to pull this much vigor. Still, you won't ever be able to touch me, not like this. I don't have to touch you. I just have to get those bells for them. And then you will train them. Huh? You will! Ha! Sha! She would throw another shuriken, Kakashi expecting it to miss, until more shuriken came from out of the forest. The shuriken jutsu. Megami was helping from the shadows. He used his Shikigami technique, an inheritance from the clan side that he had long since forgotten. Suddenly, multiple rabbits came charging towards Kakashi. A swarm. Kakashi would pull out a kunai in each hand as he started slashing through each of the rabbits. But this diversion created just enough time as two Sakuras would go charging towards the bells. Seeing this, Kakashi would kick the both of them back. But in that moment, Sakura came burrowing from the underground, attached to a toad. The toad's tongue preparing to wrap itself around the bells. Kakashi saw this and cut off the tongue of the Shikigami toad, as Sakura would continue to reach her outstretched hand, only to feel her face being crushed into the ground under the heel of Kakashi's foot. Fire style! Fireball jutsu! Huh? Sakura looked up and grinned before transforming. A Shikigami toad? A transformation jutsu. Fireball. Earth style. Mud wall. The wall would connect, eviscerated in the process of taking on that fireball, only for Sakura to appear once more. The real Sakura, wrapping herself all around Kakashi's waist. I've got them! He grabbed her wrist and held it tight, slamming her onto the ground once more. Megami came jumping out as well, but he would be dispatched easily. Sasuke tried to get in another hit, but he was taken down also. Kakashi stood over the three of them as the bell would chime. I gotta say, that little stunt of yours, almost impressive. But 2/3 isn't enough. So, no bells, no lunch. There were 3 posts in the training grounds. Sakura was tied to one of them, as Sasuke and Megami were both given the lunch. I have to admit, you kids, you're scary. Still, it'll take a lot more than scary to actually win. Why does it matter? We lost. You're right. But I'm gonna give you one more chance. You boys can eat up. Sakura, you don't get any lunch. Huh? You ran away. When the start of the test began, you ran away and abandoned your comrades. That type of cowardice can't be rewarded. Megami tried to speak up, but Kakashi shut him down. You don't make the rules here. I do. If you both want to eat or don't eat, I don't give a damn. But Sakura does not get a single morsel of food. If she does, then you all fail, and I'll happily send you back to the academy. Kakashi would disappear. Sasuke and Megami would begin to eat their lunches. But for Sakura, hearing this, well, she smiled. Guys, you're gonna make it. What? I'm going to give up. If you don't mind, can you cut me out of this? What are you talking about? You guys, Sasuke said. You were able to come up with that strategy. You almost took him down. But it wasn't enough. Sasuke? Sakura said. Megami told me about... You told her? She asked. Didn't really think it was something worth lying about. So what? You're just going to give up out of pity? I don't need your charity, and Sasuke, Sakura said. You've been in pain for so long. You both have something worth fighting for. You have reason to be a shinobi. I don't. At the very least, if just a little bit, if it helps you get one step closer. Kakashi is an amazing shinobi. I know that if he trained you, you both could become so much stronger. I am just a dead weight. I'll only slow you down. Please. Sakura would smile as tears began to fall down her face again. I know I'm annoying and I'm pretty useless, but at least let me do this for you. I know that you'll succeed. Without hesitating, Sasuke would begin to feed Sakura, and Megami would do the same. Wow, that is really good. Sasuke, you're not supposed to feed me, and... We'll need your help. You came up with that strategy, didn't you? Yeah, but it didn't go. If we had all been working together, we probably could have done it. We'll work together to get the bells, and you will be a part of our team. We're not going to leave you behind. We're not monsters. Not like him. Storm clouds would then summon all around them, as Kakashi would appear in a swirling tornado. You! I warned you what would happen. I told you not to feed her. But you disobeyed me anyway. She's a part of our team, Sasuke said. Yeah, we're not just going to abandon her. A team? You call this a team? She abandoned you. You both were ready to leave her to the wolves to get what you wanted. But you can really call yourself a team. Is that it? Look, we messed up before, Sasuke said. But personally, I don't really care what you say. We will become shinobi, with or without you. And nothing's going to stop us from accomplishing our dreams. Is that right? Can you really have faith in her? Faith that she won't abandon you? And do you really think they won't leave you behind, Sakura? I do. I have faith in them. We have faith in her. We're a team. The three of us are one. The three of you are one. That's your final answer. Well, you pass. Huh? I said you pass. But Megami would immediately cut Sakura free from the pole. She was still in disbelief, and Megami would also offer a box lunch as she was more hungry than they were. Yeah, you pass. That's all I needed to hear. So many times, teams always take this test, and they make the same mistake. They just eat for themselves, they don't help anyone else, and they fail. Over and over again. A test? But the bells, weren't we supposed to... The purpose of the test, Kakashi would explain, it's never about getting the bells, at least not initially. If you guys had performed good teamwork from the start and were actually capable of getting them, even though, in all respect, you couldn't have gotten these from me even if hell froze over, the main purpose was teamwork. I wanted to see that you all could work together as a team, work as one unit. Teamwork? It's very important. Kakashi would have the three follow him. They would arrive to a gravestone. With the name inscribed, Kakashi would see that their names would immediately jump at the written name of Obito Uchiha. Was he the one who gave you the Sharingan? Sasuke would inquire. He was. Kakashi told them about the mission, Kanabi Bridge, how he gained his Sharingan. He didn't tell them about Obito's ending, because as far as he was concerned, Obito died at Kanabi Bridge, and that was the story was going to stay. Despite how I was, he didn't abandon me. He saved my life. But I've known that had we worked together from the start, had I trusted in my comrade, perhaps we wouldn't be where we are today. It is said that those that break the rules are scum, and this is true. But those who would abandon their comrades, their friends, those are worse than scum. You've been through a lot, some of you more than others. And as you grow as shinobi, You will enter into a world that will try to tear you apart. You will face demons, monsters, things that will try your soul. But if you can't stand with your comrade, if you can't rely on your friends, if you try to suffer through this world alone, it will consume you, and you will be destroyed. But if you stand together, you rely on one another, then I have faith that you won't just survive. You'll be truly unstoppable. Congratulations. Team 7 is now official. Sakura would jump for joy, grabbing both Sasuke and Megumi into her arms, thrilled that they would be moving into the next chapter of their lives together. Of course, starting off as shinobi, you don't get the glitz and the glamour and the glory. No, you start off doing the runt work, the D-rank missions. And this was fine, suitable even. Until one afternoon, as Team 7 were making their way to the Hokage Tower, they heard commotion coming from the Hokage's office. As the door opened, both Sasuke, Megumi, and Sakura watched on intently as Yuji and Naruto came skipping out, the two boys jumping up and down as if they had hit the lottery, while Nobara would shake her head, and Gojo came strolling out to a whistling tune. Kakashi? Gojo. I take it things went well for your squad? Yep. Just got ourselves our first mission outside the village. Congratulations. Hokage might be in a giving mood. Who knows what mission you'll get? As Team 7 walked in, the third Hokage looked like he was about to have an aneurysm. These children. I'm getting too old for this. Now, Iruka would say, along with Utahime. It's good to have confidence in the children. They have been showing a lot of promise. Kakashi, I take it that the mission went well locating the cat? It did. We're just here to give our report. I don't suppose you all would be interested in upping your rank and mission. This got them curious. What do you have in mind? Sakura would ask. It's another C rank, an escort mission. You will be bodyguards on a journey. A journey? Who are we protecting? Bring him in. Through the door stepped the crotchety old geezer, who was downing his last bottle of sake. These runts? Really? I assure you, they're the most qualified of our young shinobi. You're paired with the Kunoichi of the Year and the Co-Rookies of the Year. Fancy titles don't mean squat if they can't do their job. I assure you, we're more than prepared. Where is our journey taking us? You'll be going to the land of waves. Meanwhile, in a dimly lit hall, in a casino, stashed in one of the more sketchier parts, a tycoon by the name of Gato sat in a smoke-filled hall, and on the couch before him, the 3 shinobi he was going to be employing. It's nice to finally meet with the Demon of the Mist. Still, I don't pay for fancy names. I pay for people who can get the job done. Watch your mouth. If you know about my name, then you know not to take me lightly. Huh! Don't try and go with the creepy guy routine. You're the ones in need of work, not me. What's the job? Zabuza's counterpart would ask, an older man wearing wire-rimmed glasses. And on his other side, someone under a mask who did not speak. There's a pesky bridge builder. If that bridge gets built, it'll disrupt my cash flow. But he's the heart and soul of the project. You take him out, everyone else follows suit. The people on the island fall in line, and my money stays right where it needs to be. His name's Tazuna. Last our indications told us he was heading out to the Land of Fire to get supplies or whatnot, and he claims that he'll be back in about a week's time. A week's time, huh? A bridge builder? That shouldn't be hard. I don't care how you do it. As long as you kill the bridge builder, you'll get your 50 million Rio. Huh! 50 million? Hey, Zabuza. Fine. Tazuna, huh? Zabuza unsheathed his large blade, examining it in the dim light. My sword calls for blood. And now, you will feel the ire of its blade. This concludes Naruto King of Curses. What if Naruto was a Jujutsu Sorcerer? The Land of Waves arc, Part 2. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. And stay tuned tomorrow as we continue with Naruto King of Curses. What if Naruto was a Jujutsu Sorcerer? The Land of Waves arc, Part 3. But that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.